Well, hello everyone. I hope and pray that you're doing well. We looked this past Sunday at the faith practice of hospitality. And we talked about how in the scriptures, the practice of hospitality actually has a surprisingly high profile. As a practice, hospitality is recommended a lot in the Bible. And hospitality can be seen in a myriad of little kindnesses that show thoughtfulness and consideration of others. When I was a child, there were only a few, maybe 2 or 3 TV shows that I occasionally got to watch. One, of course, was Sesame Street with, Oscar the Grouch and Super Grover. Another was Mr. Dressup, which I liked in part because of the drawings that he would make, but especially because of the tickle trunk and the costumes that Mr. Dressup would put on. But then there was also The Friendly Giant. And I tried to learn how to play the theme song on my recorder, but I found I didn't have very much range. But this is the opening, some of you will recognize, to the television show The Friendly Giant.
Here we are inside. Here's one little chair for one of you, a bigger chair for 2 more to curl up in, for someone who likes to rock, a rocking chair in the middle. Oh, listen to that. Rusty, playing the harp. Look up. Way up. This sounds good.
Look up, way up. But in addition to that kind of welcome of the rocking chair and the chair for 2 more to curl up in, and the fact that there's a little chair for little people to sit on. Hospitality is this act of making space for guests, for visitors, for strangers, and extending to them the privileges of family. And I always felt welcome as a child by the friendly giant, extending these privileges of family into his home. And as I was saying earlier, there's so much hospitality in the Bible. If you think about the stories that we read, the Good Samaritan, or Abraham and those 3 guests that he entertains, or the widow of Zarephath and Elijah, or this jailer in Acts 16, I think it is, towards Paul and Silas, or God's very own hospitality to you and me that he extends by simply creating us and saying that the world just wouldn't be the same without us. Or maybe especially Jesus' hospitality in his earthly ministry to the poor and the crippled and the blind and the lame. And Jesus' hospitality, of course, in coming to earth and surrendering his life for our sake. The Bible teaches us about hospitality and how hospitality extends the table. That we can also hopefully experience that table grace when we gather together as a church and even celebrate communion with one another. And sometimes when we set a table for others in our own homes, we are extending that same hospitality. And we do the simple things like putting out little chairs for children, bigger chairs for 2 more to curl up on, even a rocking chair, right? The great God, our giant God, stoops to conquer our fear and stoops to show each of us incredible hospitality. We love because God first loved us. We offer hospitality because God first offered hospitality to us. The peace of Christ be with you all.